Reality TV star Ferne McCanns' ex-boyfriend has been found guilty of carrying out an acid attack in a packed London nightclub. Arthur Collins, the father of the Only Way Is star's newborn child, was charged after a corrosive substance was hurled over a crowd at Mangley 8 in Dalston, East London, on April 17. Ferne McCann, who is a reality TV star, with her ex-boyfriend and father of her newborn child Arthur Collins, the 25-year-old has been on trial at Wood Green Crown Court over the incident, along with Andre Phoenix, 21, who has since been cleared. More than a dozen people were injured when acid was thrown over the dance floor, which was packed with bank holiday revelers. Collins, who had been out celebrating the news of Ms. McCann's pregnancy while wearing a t-shirt that read "Candy Killer," has admitted throwing the liquid but said he did not know it was acid. Collins is seen in a police mugshot following his conviction today. Collins is seen here wearing a t-shirt on the night that says "Candy Killer." Ferne McCann shared an image of her being heavily pregnant on Instagram days before giving birth to Collins' child. Moment of Arthur Collins' acid attack in London nightclub caught on CCTV. He told the court he thought it was a date rape drug and had snatched it from two men after overhearing them planning to spike a girl's drink, but he was convicted today at Wood Green Crown Court by a majority verdict. Collins had claimed he took a bottle off one of the men, Mackay Brown, before branding them D-heads. The liquid was found to have a rating of pH 1, indicating a strong acid. Sophie Hall, who was on the dance floor at the time of the incident, is seen leaving court. One of the acid attack's victims, Sophie Hall, spoke out while Collins was on the run following the incident. She said, "My face is ruined. You cannot run forever. What sort of person throws acid in a packed nightclub?" Estate agent Sophie had bought a table with a group of pals for a birthday night out. She recalled, "I recognized some of the Towie crowd and I definitely saw Collins. I recognized him from Ferne's Instagram and Twitter." Ms. Hall suffered horrific injuries. Collins was convicted today and will be sentenced on December 19. He was with a group of guys and seemed to be having a good time. "I turned and there was a plume of white smoke coming towards me. It smelled like petrol and it hit me and was the most awful burning and stinging sensation. There was panic and shouting and I just started crying because my face felt as if it was on fire. My friends grabbed me and took me to the toilets and security gave us bottles of water to pour on our faces. Then I looked in the mirror and saw how disfigured my face was. The acid had run down my cheeks and burnt into my skin. I was hysterical." The crime that shook Britain. How the Arthur Collins acid attack gripped Britain for days as Towie star's ex went on the run. Sophie bears her scars as she opens up about her terrifying ordeal. Newsgroup Newspapers Limited. This is what Sophie looked like before the attack. Lauren Trent is another of the revelers who was injured on the dance floor at the East London nightclub. Another of Collins' victims was Australian model Isabella Fraser. Isabella said following the attack, "I thought we were getting gassed. I thought it was a terrorist attack or something. I was freaking out just because of all the things that have been happening. I actually couldn't breathe and I was coughing. And then I just felt this thing on my arm and then I realized it was some sort of acid." She added, "I could see the fight going on for about 5 minutes. The guys were bickering and pushing each other, but I thought I was away from it." Australian model Isabella Fraser was another victim of the attack. "Then one of the guys ran into me and I fell on the floor. I don't know whether he threw the acid on me or it was on his shirt and dripped onto me. My whole dress was wet and I could smell gas. It was making me cough. I thought someone had scratched my back, but when I looked at my dress it was melted to my back and there was a massive hole in it. Doctors don't know exactly what the substance was, but I am sure it is going to leave me scarred. At the moment, I have a huge purple mark on my back. I'm planning to get out of modeling, but if I was staying in the industry I would be really worried about this scarring." Arthur Collins, ex-boyfriend of reality TV star Ferne McCann, guilty of acid attack at London club. Ms. Fraser suffered appalling burns across her back and arm when she was sprayed with acid. The model suffered horror chemical burns. "I had never heard of this happening, but apparently acid attacks are quite common in the UK. It just really freaks you out. It was like the recent chemical weapons attack in Syria. We are lucky that this is the closest we are going to get to chemical burns like those people suffered." Phoebe Georgiou, another reveler at the nightclub, suffered horrific burns. Phoebe Georgiou was a victim of the acid attack in the Mangley 8 nightclub in Dalston, East London. On April 17, she suffered horror injuries. Images of her injuries have been released by police today following Collins' conviction. Phoenix, Collins' co-accused, who suffers from hearing problems, said he could not hear what Mr. Brown and Collins were arguing about in the lead-up to the incident. However, he said he could tell from body language that there was an issue. Ferne McCann and boyfriend Arthur Collins get snap-happy in the Maldives. Collins often bragged of living the high life on social media. The acid thug was convicted today and will be sentenced next month. CCTV footage from inside the nightclub during the attack. Collins appeared to warn his sister about acid that was in his car following the attack. He told the court something wasn't right between them. "I was telling him to calm down." Phoenix, denying involvement, said, "I would never ever roll with acid. Acid's not my thing. It's nothing to do with me." Jurors were shown a video of Phoenix mixing handfuls of ice out of the sinks behind the bar to apply to his face. The attack left screaming clubbers falling to their knees in agony, rubbing ice on from their drinks onto their burning skin. Following the incident, Collins texted his sister. One message read, "Tell Mum to mind that little hand wash in my car. Acid." Judge Noel Lucas, QC, said whether I make a finding of dangerousness or not, a very substantial immediate sentence in custody must follow. No one should have any illusion of what is likely to happen. Probation service must not trouble themselves with anything other than dangerousness. Lily Saw from the CPS London said our prosecution proved this acid attack was no accident. Arthur Collins went to a nightclub with a container which he knew contained strong acid, and was willing to use it. Acid can be as much of a weapon as a knife, with equally damaging consequences, and many of the victims of this attack suffered very serious injuries. There is understandable concern about this issue, and these convictions show that those who choose to use acid as a weapon can expect to face very serious criminal charges. Collins was remanded in custody ahead of sentence at Wood Green Crown Court on December 19. TV star Ferne McCanns said as news of the acid attack broke that her first concern is for her child's health. Arthur Collins, the former boyfriend of reality TV star Ferne McCanns, has been found guilty of an acid attack in a packed nightclub. Collins, of Broxbourne, Hertfordshire, denied 5 counts of grievous bodily harm GBH with intent, and 9 counts of actual bodily harm ABH against 14 people, but was convicted today. He will be sentenced on December 19. Phoenix, of Clyde Road, Tottenham, North London, denied 4 counts of GBH and 2 counts of ABH but was cleared earlier today. Ferne confirmed her pregnancy after news of the acid attack broke. A spokesman for the reality star said Ferne is grateful for the sympathetic way news of her pregnancy has been covered and people's support, and obviously her first concern is for her child's health. The Metropolitan Police have released detail of the injuries Collins inflicted on the 16 victims during the attack. Victim 1, a 29-year-old man, suffered second-degree chemical burns to left side of the face, including cheek, eye, eyelids and lips. His wounds extended from right temple and forehead, across the bridge of his nose and into the left eyebrow. Victim 2, a 24-year-old man, suffered third-degree chemical burn injuries to the left side of face, ear, neck and shoulder area. 1.5% of total body surface area affected. A skin graft was required. Victim 3, a 21-year-old man, sustained chemical burns to right cheek, lower left cheek, and anterior neck with additional areas to his left cheek and left arm and hand. 6% of the total body surface area affected. Victim 4, a 21-year-old woman, suffered chemical burns on nose and cheeks extending onto lips, on her left shoulder extending to her left breast. Multiple small blistered areas affecting her neck, upper chest and upper limbs. A corneal abrasion scratch on eye with chemical conjunctivitis. Victim 5, a 23-year-old woman, suffered chemical burns, affecting chest, breasts, neck and upper left arm. 3% of total body surface area affected. Surgical intervention to treat abscess infection resulting in a further week in hospital subsequent to her discharge. Victim 6, a 22-year-old woman, sustained chemical burns, affecting neck, upper chest, abdomen and lower limbs. Victim 7, a 23-year-old woman, suffered chemical burns, affected forehead and swollen left eye and corneal abrasion. Victim 8, a 29-year-old man, suffered chemical burns, splash marks over his face. Victim 9. A 25-year-old man sustained first-degree chemical burns to right cheek and neck and upper limbs. Victim 10. A 20-year-old woman suffered chemical burns to right shoulder and back. Victim 11. A 25-year-old woman sustained reddening and irritation to skin on foot. Victim 12. A 24-year-old woman suffered chemical burns, splash marks affected posterior and left lower leg. 1% of total body surface area affected. Victim 13. A 22-year-old woman suffered burns, splash marks on the back of her right leg. Victim 14. A 23-year-old man sustained chemical burns, corneal injury with cloudiness in the right eye. Victim 15. A 19-year-old woman suffered chemical burns on her left leg. Victim 16. A 23-year-old woman suffered chemical burns, splash marks to left arm, shoulder and forehead. Moment: Ferne McCann's boyfriend Arthur Collins is tasered and arrested by police. Villiab hurls abuse at paramedics treating patient after they block road. Arthur Collins victims tell of horror nightclub acid attack. Pound stretcher shoppers fury after hoovers they queued overnight for don't work. Moment: Ferne McCann's ex wearing candy killer t-shirt hurled acid in nightclub. Amazon customer horrified after he buys £2,400 laptop and gets £20 mop instead. We pay for your stories. Do you have a story for the Sun Online News Team? Email us at tips@thesun.co.uk or call 0207-782-4368. We pay for videos too. Click here to upload yours.